Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're watching this. Today is May 1st, and it's kind of a big day. It's the release day of my book, The Weirdos. So I have a couple things to say. The first thing is this is like my last thank you. It's kind of hard to actually express how much I appreciate you all, but I really, 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 really do. It's sometimes really difficult to do stuff like this, especially when it's something like personal like this, and the fact that so many of you were like, yeah, like I want to support that, like that means the world to me. So last time for this book, thank you so much. It's not gonna be the last time. I'll thank you again in person, and we'll have hugs in like a year or two when this is over. But thank you, thank you, thank you. This book wouldn't exist like it does without you. So for that, I am very grateful. So thank you. It's come to my attention that some people don't know how to read a comic book, and I'm not making fun of you. Some people have just never read one, so I'm going to show you real quick how to read a comic. It's just like I happen to have a comic book right here. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's this hot new writer artist on the scene. It's called Weirdos. So a comic book, you just read it from left to right, just like you would a regular book. So if you look at this page here, there you go. It's like this page here, you literally just read from this top part here, go to the right, and then move the space down just like it's a sentence, and go to the right. And if you look at a page like this one right here, it's almost like a Z. So you just go left to right, move it down to here, it's just one panel, and then move it down to the left and go to the right here. So it's just left to right, there's nothing special about it. And we're just talking about Western comic books, so American comic books, left to right, just like you'd read a regular book. So just start from the top, left to right, and keep going. Sometimes you'll see pages that maybe they're not spaced exactly right like that. Usually, as you start to read it, you'll see kind of how it's supposed to go. Most writer artists are designers too, so they design things that should be easy for you to understand. And if they're not, then they're not doing their job. If I haven't done that, I'm not doing my job. But I think my book is a pretty good comic to start with. It's not super complex as far as reading goes. I mean that in the style. There are some complex ideas in there. That's something else I wanted to talk about. The book should work on two levels. You should be able just to read it as a story, and hopefully you like it. Like, I think it's a really good story, and I think it's really important about how we all have struggles, and the way to get through that is by connecting to one another. That's what the book's about, but there's a lot more in there that I put. That's why it's been taking a while. It took a couple of years to go from that first issue to having a graphic novel, but there's a lot of symbolism, there's a lot of layered ideas in there. And if you take your time and you kind of think about stuff, I hope you find those. I've already got some messages from people who have found some of them, and that's really exciting. But I mean, everything in the book, from the words, the word choice. There's a lot of bigger ideas there. The phrase "the universe is bigger than God." It lends itself to a lot of different religious ideas, and they're in there too, which you probably don't think if you've read it one time through. But there's a lot of stuff there. So I hope that some of you kind of dig in further, and you find some of that stuff. I think I don't know, it's the kind of book that I'd want to read. So, all right. So there's that and that. Oh, so the way that it is resonating with certain people, I don't know if you follow me on social media or you have friends who do, and you're starting to see people kind of celebrate the fact that they got the book, and that's super exciting. But some of the more personal stuff, like when I see some people at conventions or I get a message, they find it on a deeper level, and I've been trying to figure out like why is that? And I think I know it's because so much of the stuff that we consume now, that we watch now, it's kind of seems like it's packaged, like the design isn't necessarily for expression. The design isn't for something personal. It's, to sell things or just to entertain you for a minute and then move on. This is not like that. This is something that is deeply personal. it came out as a superhero book, but it started out as a sad, angry, scared alcoholic trying to write himself out of a black hole. That's what I was doing. I was trying to write myself out of a bad place, and and once I started to do that, it grew. It grew into the other characters, and it grew into something bigger than it started as. But that's why I started doing it. I didn't know what else to do, and so now it's something that's bright and colorful, and it celebrates being better. I didn't think I was going to get emotional, but here I am. And I'm glad that people are connecting to that part of it. So, thank you. All right. So, that's out of the way. So, big day, 2 big days technically. May 1st is the release of my book. And it's also my birthday today. So, happy birthday to me. And I want to say happy birthday to all the other people out there who have to celebrate this in quarantine. So, I mean, technically there's supposed to be like 2 parties this week, like one for my birthday and one to celebrate this book, because I've been doing that. I've been doing release parties at Issues Needed Comics in Apple Valley, and I can't do that right now, which is totally fine. I'm with the majority of smart, reasonable people where I think that staying at home is important, and we're doing that. So, staying at home. Happy birthday to all of you who are also doing it at this time. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. If you want to give me a free birthday present, go to like Amazon and give me a review. It's super easy. It'll take you like a minute. It's free, and it'll bring more attention to the book. So that would be awesome. I love you all. I hope you're staying well, safe, and sane, as I keep saying. And if you need anything, reach out. You can send me a message or just say hi, and yeah, have a wonderful weekend.